YouTube, I'm back with another video, man. I'm back here with another video. It's been a long time, but ever since you last saw me, I think my trading has been really been picking up. I've been getting better and better YouTube. So yeah, let me show you what's going on today. So today I got a UDCHF right with me here. And yeah, man, this is ADCHF. Everything is bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, 4 hour bearish. So what I was waiting for, I was waiting for the retest to the AOI, as you can clearly see. Shift of structure on the lower time frames, but this one just had a head and shoulders right there on top. If you are able to see, you can see. Then going down to the lower time frames. Like I said, this one did have a shift of structure on the lower time frame. It was creating higher highs, higher lows, the usual bullshit from bearish to bullish, bearish to bullish, bearish to bullish, eventually switching to becoming bearish. So yeah, YouTube, this is basically the market that I was waiting for like 4 days. Eventually played out on a week on Friday. That's when I entered the trade, and which my trade did hit take profit. So going down to the lower time frames. Once I go down to the lower time frames, after the shift of structure, it did have the retest to the AOI, and it did have an evening star, even better for my confluence. The reason why I did enter there was because I saw the market later on with, oh shit, it did create my AOI. And then again, I didn't manage to catch this trade, but this is one of my confluences ever since I started trading like this. It had the shift of structure break, and then that's when I was supposed to trade, putting my stop loss above the swing high as this one too. Same thing, and yeah, I guess both of those trades did hit my stop loss, did hit my take profit. I'm so used to failing, but yeah, did hit my take profit, both of them. That's where I was targeting, but unfortunately I did close it for a bit earlier. So for a 1 to 1.5 right there, entry right there was clean. Market moved to the downside, and this one for did hit my take profit later on in the market, just that I didn't record, but it did hit my full take profit. So going back to the 4 hour time frame, I guess that's really just it for this market right here. ADCHF played out really clean. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch the second ADCHF trade right there. So yeah, market, I guess that's it. Going down to NZD USD, another market that I caught right there. NZD USD going to the day to the weekly time frame. As this one I was using a weekly AOI, and as you can clearly see, the weekly was bullish, 4 hour daily bearish, 4 hour bearish. So going down to the lower time frames, I just used the weekly and I looked for where I could possibly look to get some sales, and I found it. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, I saw that okay, I was just waiting for a simple break, retest, which it did, and then push to the downside like it did, like I predicted. I could have held it but for more, but unfortunately I didn't. So it is what it is. I'm not yet at that level of my trading career yet. After that retest, as we're expecting, guys. So after that retest, going down to the lower time frames, to the 30-minute time frame, as you can clearly see, it was creating lower low, lower high, lower low, eventually creating higher high, higher low, higher high, and that higher low right there creating to higher high. I just waited for a shift of structure, break, and then a bearish engulfing for me to enter the trade, and which it did happen. And an additional confluence was that I had a head and shoulders pattern right there, putting the stop loss above that high right there, and eventually the trade just hit take profit with a little bit of drawdown. So yeah, I guess that's really the setup that I'm following nowadays, and that's how the trade really hit my take profit. And I'm finally moving forward on my challenge. The challenge went from 66 rand to 264 rand with ADCHF and NCD USD. Those two trades alone, I'm trying to flip it from 1000, from 100 to 1000. Let me show you another trade that I missed on this week, that I recently missed, which was USD Chef. So USD Chef, same exact thing. Predicted that it was gonna create a lower low, then lower high, pushing to the downside. Predicted it to the T, but unfortunately I did miss this trade right here. Everything was bearish, 4 hour bearish, daily bearish. So going down to the 4 hour time frame, the only thing that I was waiting for was for the retest of the AOI. Just as simple as that. That was I was waiting for, and then for it to push the downside. So I guess that's it from there. Going down to the 30-minute time frame. Going down to the 30-minute time frame, same thing. If you are to look, these markets do look the same with NZD, USD, and AD share of the second trade at that higher low right there, and that higher low right there, and as you can see the higher high. I was waiting for a bearish engulfing candlestick to cover, for a bearish engulfing candlestick to close there, and we had additional an additional confluence, which was a head and shoulders pattern. Unfortunately, I missed this trade because I was writing my exam in class, but I would have caught it for sure. So yeah, it did close out at the higher low, putting my stop loss above the high. Almost took me out, but didn't. And then just pushed, dropped. Yeah, so I guess that's one of the trades that I missed. But shout out to me for being disciplined and finally seeing progress in my trading. That's one of them. Going to Euro NZD, which was a trade I missed because I was not sure if I should take the trade or not. I was watching the market, but I wasn't sure whether to take the trade. So as you can clearly see, there was a nice morning start right there for me to take the trade. And going to the daily time frame, I was waiting for it to retest the structure, and which it did. Everything was bullish. Every single time frame was bullish. Going down to the 4 hour, waited for the retest of the AOI. Going down to the 30, I just waited for it to have. As you can clearly see, it was creating lower low, lower high, lower low, eventually giving me my confirmation to enter the trade, which was this bullish engulfing candlestick right there. But I did not take the trade because I was doubting myself. So unfortunately, but if I did, it was stop loss was gonna be right under that low right there. So yeah. So I guess that's the trade that I missed this week, and which it still has been playing around. Maybe I might update you guys if it does hit take profit. I think it's only gonna move next week. It's either it hits stop loss or take profit, one of the two. So yeah, guys, I guess that's really just the trades for this week that I missed. And yeah, see you guys out.